go. All right, we should be live, assuming they can hear us. If not, oh well. No, I'm just kidding. I already had the ghost session of no audio for me. It was like a whole session I ran. Nobody could, like, the audience could not hear me at all, so I had to take the whole session down. But everyone else, could be heard.
I thought it was pretty good.
It's up. It's just unlisted now.
You just have to start signing every session.
No, I should just turn on my microphone for OBS next time, and that would go a long way. So, okay, last session. Does anybody remember what happened last session?
Yeah, we went through a swamp.
What happened before all that, though?
Things happened. I recruited a bunch of mercenaries with money I promised I don't have.
Yep. There was also stuff before that. Yeah. Do you remember that? All right, so at the very start of last session, you guys had basically got back to town and saw a bunch of people, or not a bunch, a few people who were on the outskirts of town in their wagons. And they had horses and stuff, but it was basically women and children, no men. And you had found out that they had been attacked by werewolves on the road between Lakeland and Havelow. And so that was how things kind of kicked off last session. You guys took it upon yourselves to help them get on a ferry to head back to Port Obsidia. So I think Black Trunk took the lead on that one. Meanwhile, what is your character's name, Josh? Serene? Serene took it upon herself to go and go see the temple, where she was going to check on the sword that the Wraith had, and something else. You had a couple people with you, I believe.
Wasn't it turning in the prisoners from the orc camp?
Yeah.
Yes,
that's what it was.
the refugees from the orc camp.
Right.
Then you, at the same time, went to the tavern to find adventurers or mercenaries that could help you. Because you guys knew you were going to be going to Traskeel, but you also knew you were going to be hunting werewolves. And then you kind of were cocky and you're like, you can't find me. I'm going to hide from you. And that will tell me whether you can track people or not. And they found you like that. Which I did leave it to die rolls, which was fantastic.
My defense, I did roll pretty good on my stealth, even though that didn't matter.
But they rolled better. And then you guys all met up with Black Trunk, who was getting his friends onto a ship. And by his friends, I mean the people who were attacked by werewolves. He talked to the ship captain of the ferry, made sure everything was kosher, and told them to send him a letter when they got where they were going, because he would like some correspondence to make sure they got there okay. And then you guys proceeded to... Not only did you promise these mercenaries a lot of money, like 900 gold, I think is what you promised them. You also promised them that the job would only be a few days. And then when you got back to the group, you kind of backpedaled that part. And they were like, oh, okay. But then you found out they were also going to Traskeel, and it kind of made it a little bit better for everybody involved. Was there an encounter? I don't remember if you guys actually had a physical encounter last session.
No, it was a lot of tracking, and we were going through we crossed the river by water walking.
Yes.
We went into this island or whatever where
there was a forest.
Black Trunk, I believe, talked to somebody.
An elder tree.
An elder tree, yeah.
Yep. And found out that the elder tree was actually using like an illusion all around you guys to make it seem like this forest was like changing, but looking exactly the same all the time, no matter how much you walked through it. He then ended up leading you the way towards the bowels of Moarus, the swamp that surrounds Traskeel. To which you guys got there and then noticed the water was gross, and Black Trunk, I think, could tell that it wasn't pure, and it was just
desecrated ground.
Yes. You guys fidgeted around with the lanterns along the road path through the swamps to the city of Traskeel, and you found that these lanterns, like street lanterns, were not necessarily a light spell or anything like that. However, whatever aura it was emitted a whitish blue light that lit the road. And you guys had heard noises off in the swamp and things like that, but you did not go into the swamp. You, I think at one point, thought you were being followed. Maybe that was just me knowing you were being followed. I don't remember.
Oh, great.
But I think you guys thought you were being followed, but you guys stayed on the road since nothing was approaching. You got to Traskeel. You visited the town square. You knew when you walked into these walls, these massive 30-foot walls that were extremely thick. You knew that the city portion of this walled area was front-loaded on these walls. And so beyond that is like a forest that is still walled in. And you even heard from some locals that the mayor's house is beyond that forest, and there's a path, like a road that goes there. You visited the town square. You saw there was a podium and a well and, a couple merchant stands and stuff. And you knew that the festival was one day away. And so that's why nobody was here. You went to the tavern. It was pretty empty. You spoke with the tavern owner. And then I think you guys were trying to withhold information. Like you didn't want to say everything to him. And at one point stepped outside to talk in an alleyway about the well being desecrated water, according to, I think, Black Trunk. And so you went into this alleyway to discuss it all privately. And once you did that, some guards at the edge were like, "Hey, what are you guys doing down there?" As you guys were like kind of huddled up suspiciously. And the old, almost 60, some 70-year-old guards are like, what's going on? Oh, by the way, Thunk, the guards in this city, a lot of them are like elderly, like frail old ass men in this city.
They have skills. Who knows?
Well,
You never know. You can't judge a book by its age.
Isn't this also like the Festival of Gluttony or something too going on? Supposedly.
That's coming. Yep.
Tomorrow.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's like basically like a ghost town. Like normally it'd be full of people already.
Yes, you would think, but the tavern owner said that we tried to get people last year, and not a lot of people showed up, and like, But you guys also know from previous sessions that this city in recent years hasn't really been interacting with local, towns and stuff around them anymore either. They've kind of been keeping more to themselves. They used to be like their big god, I believe I told you guys, was Medea, who is I think it's the opposite of Gluttony, actually, was who their actual god has been, like that they're known for worshiping here. I'm trying to see if I actually had a note on that or not. I probably don't. It was from a few sessions back. I feel like I said Medea, though. Do you remember, Josh?
That sounds about right.
So I'm trying to open my notes right now.
I know she's come up a lot because she's kind of the equivalent of Josh's deity. But but Josh, Serene is not from this world, or doesn't think she's from this world. So, so that's kind of the connection I've made for that character. But anyways, so we'll say it's Medea because I don't see it in my notes. And So anyways, not a lot of people have come here. However, you guys were digging into like, well, what is a Festival of Gluttony like? Is it evil necessarily? And no, it's not. But it is an evil deity. Moarus is an evil deity. He's one of the 7 deadly sins. The pantheon of this world is based on 7 deadly sins and 7 heavenly virtues. At least the main pantheon. Goddess of willpower. So, okay, it was the opposite. Atia, abstinence. Thank you. So, okay, it's not Medea. It was Atia. So, anyways, I lost what I was saying. Anyways, oh yeah, so you were looking into whether the festival was inherently evil. And the answer is no. In fact, it's not in this world considered far-fetched for a city to have a festival of gluttony or anything like that, because it allows you to let your guard down, let loose a little bit, basically get rid of your inhibitions and have a night or two to be that way, so that the rest of the year you are as good and pure as you can be, kind of thing. So that in and of itself wasn't necessarily a bad thing. But then there are people that, like the mercenaries you're with, who love to go to festivals of gluttony, might even travel and hit the tour to have a great time multiple times a year, because it's all your primal urges, like pretty much anything you can think of. Sometimes you get free food, free alcohol. Like, it's very simple to indulge in these things. You get great deals on things because, again, it's just about having a great ass time. So it's kind of like when you go to like a college campus and a certain bar might have nickel beer night or some shit, or 25-cent beer night. It's like, oh, we're going to get messed up tonight. So that's what the Festival of Gluttony is. It's that.
Do they have T-shirts that say Festival of Gluttony then with the different towns they're appearing in and the dates?
Nope.
There we go. That's how we make the 900 gold we have to pay these people, is make T-shirts.
There you go.
Save.
Okay. So anyways, you guys are in the alleyway when 4 guards can be seen at the edge. 3 of which are probably 60 years old-ish. All human. The 4th one, not quite as old. In fact, he's by those standards, he's really young. He's probably pushing mid-40s.
You said there was
still has definitely a gray beard, maybe a little bit of black hair, but mostly salt and pepper. But he's and obviously whatever goes on around this town almost looks like it's aging him, because like his skin doesn't look like it's in the best shape.
We still have the 2 rogues and the 2 rangers and the 1 rogue blocking, kind of.
Yeah. Yeah, they're between you guys. Yep, because you made that clear.
Festival of Gluttony, and we've heard all about the Festival of Gluttony, how it's just going insane, essentially, correct?
Yes, but that's not until tomorrow.
That's not until tomorrow.
Yep, we're 1 day out. You guys bought your rooms for 1 gold a night. I think you guys said you're going to stay separately. Black Trunk is going to stay outside, is what was decided as well. Because the rooms just were not big enough and didn't offer enough sunlight inside for him. In fact, in general, there's not a ton of sunlight anyways, since you guys have been in Traskeel. It's like cloudy. So kind of gray and gloomy. All the time. So far, I mean, you've only been here today, so
right.
It's gloomy. Yeah, it doesn't feel or smell like it's gonna rain. You know what I mean? It's just cloudy, and you can't see a blue sky or a sun or anything.
I thought we had paid off. I thought we got enough money together that we paid these guys off.
I think you paid half of it.
We had 450 out of the 900 we needed.
Okay, that's fine. All right.
Yep.
So we're in the alleyway talking
about the water when you're interrupted.
About the water
immediately.
And guards approach.
Yep. Yes, they're still about 30 feet away from you guys, though.
They want to know what we're doing.
Yeah, because it looks kind of suspicious that a few of you guys went between these buildings and huddled up.
Okay.
And I mean, you have an orc, a tree, and then an armored woman. Actually, I'm sorry, you are not armored. You definitely said you left your armor in the inn.
Yeah, I'm not here for combat.
Yep. So you left your. Did you still have your weapons on you? I'm assuming, maybe.
My weapon that I have on me is a big titty anime waifu. No, I just have my staff of the adder with me.
Okay. So a staff.
I'm going to, when they say what are you doing there? My character is going to be like, oh, we're just drinking, having fun, and I'm gonna like reach over like into my pack and pull out a like what looks like a flask, pull it open, and just start chugging. It's just water, by the way.
Give me a performance check.
All right.
And I give him guidance.
You may not have had a chance to do that before he said what he said.
Not when I roll a 21.
Yeah, there you go. You don't need it anyway.
You need.
Okay. Well, I mean, you can drink anywhere. I don't know why you guys are hiding in an alleyway for that.
Oh, we're just taking in the sights, looking around, that sort of thing.
Well, down there, I mean, you're not going to see anything special.
Nah, well, it's best to kind of just take a look around and see how we are enjoying this whole festival. As I look up into the sky.
As they're talking back and forth with you, they are approaching, at least. They don't have weapons drawn. They don't have hands on their weapons. They don't seem threatening. They're just walking and kind of looking at all of you and, looking at the ground, looking at the buildings in between, just to make sure what you're saying adds up. They seem to believe
parched. You. Would you like a cup of fresh water?
No, thank you. We're not drinking the water around here.
Oh, no, this is water that I brought. It's fresh. Why don't you have a cup?
Oh, which one are you offering it to?
Probably the one that looks the oldest and the one that looks the most dehydrated.
Okay, so definitely the oldest guy. So the oldest one who kind of walks with a little bit of like a hunchback, and kind of has a little limp. He's like, oh, yes, that sounds great. And he takes it, and rather than like chugging it, you see like he kind of puts it up to his lips, and then his tongue is like, and then he hands it back to you as he's like licked it all over.
So he lapped it up.
Oh yeah, like probably is wearing some of it. Like
there's more where that came from. You look mighty thirsty.
Oh, that was great. I appreciate it, but no, I'll stick to my wine.
Hold on, did you say that the water here is bad?
Yeah, that's obvious.
Why is that?
It's just been bad for years.
Was it cursed or something? Is it diseased?
I couldn't even begin to tell you.
In other words, it's not healthy to drink.
I would not drink it. No.
Well,
some people
know.
are able to drink it though, and you drink too much, you might get a sore stomach. But some people can drink it without too much trouble. Most people won't drink it though. You can boil it. You can boil it. Maybe get some good water out of it, but drinking it straight is not a good idea. Might be able to water it down with some alcohol. That might help too, but yeah, just like I said, don't drink it straight out the well.
That's a shame. Would the rest of you like a drink from my tankard?
Oh, yeah. And they kind of like ask, like,
I pour them. I mean, I will pour them a drink into my little cup.
Oh,
each one, whoever wants to take it.
Yeah, they all do. They all drink it the same way. They start like.
How many are there?
4 cards.
4 of them. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So is this normal human behavior?
No. In fact, the youngest one probably doesn't even do it like them. He probably drinks it more like normal. But yeah. But the other 3 were definitely like lapping it up.
Where does your water come from?
The well. But sometimes, you go to like the tavern and like we don't really drink straight water. I mean, we pretty much drink. We get our refreshments from alcohol around here.
Understandable.
nature does a great job of filtering out the nastiness, and so our diet sometimes is a little better off, you know.
Nothing beats high quality H2O.
Yeah, tell that to the people who have died.
People have
Died.
Yes.
Yeah, some people get very sick drinking that water.
Are there any
They run
sick-
gross fevers days later and die in their sleep. Some just
There-
go crazy and disappear into the woods. That's why we don't let people leave this town usually.
leave the town?
Yes, if you're sick, we can't have you spread the disease elsewhere.
Do you have any idea what this disease is?
No?
It just
Something.
spread water?
Think so.
Might be worth looking into.
I mean, people who
know.
don't drink the water don't get sick.
Reasonable enough.
I mean, people get sick in every town and die. I mean, that's normal. And, you know, when you come down with diseases, then drastic measures are taken.
Is there anybody in town now that's been sick? Or is?
Not recently. We've kind of got a good handle on how to handle it around here.
I'm gonna kind of like nudge Serene and then be like, can't you purify this water?
Can't purify anywhere near enough. I can only do small amounts of purification.
So obviously, there's something else going on.
Something wrong with their groundwater. It's contaminated somehow.
Black Trinket, didn't you say that this whole place is desecrated?
Those were his words.
Are they standing right there in front of us?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm like kind of like whispering to the group.
Yeah, I mean, they're like with just as close to you as you guys are to each other at this point.
How late in the evening is it?
It was pretty late, I think. It was almost, I think we said it was, I don't know. Let me roll a d12 and we'll tell you. It's about 5 in the afternoon. So, around dinner time.
Well,
Sun's
we-
starting to set.
We apologize for causing a problem, but
No, you're not causing a problem. It's just, it's rare that people congregate in an alleyway, you know, the 6 of you. So, usually they're up to nefarious things. And as the town guard, we need to investigate these things. It was suspicious. So, if you guys are not doing anything, that's fine. We will let you be and we'll be on our way. Should something happen, though, near here, we have our suspects. So I would assume nothing bad will happen, right?
if you hear reports of a tree giving people fresh water, I am guilty.
Noted.
I look down at myself in this long white robe with white gloves and boots on, just, you know, the symbol of purity kind of shit. I
They
think I'll be okay.
they say, well, enjoy the festival tomorrow. And they turn around and start to walk off. As they start to... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
When does it start?
First thing tomorrow morning. Sunlight. You'll know. If you're asleep, you will know. Guaranteed. And they turn and begin to walk. And as they start to walk away, the oldest one, you can hear tell the others, I have never seen a talking, walking tree before. That was fascinating. And then you hear the younger guy say, I told you there was a walking tree in Traskeel.
Thanks for your guidance, I'm gonna say as I'm waving.
And the guy with the hunchback stops and kind of turns his whole body to then go, and then turns his whole body again and walks away. And they leave you there.
I hand Serene a cup of water.
Thank you, Black Trunk.
Do you drink it normally?
Yes, I start lapping it up. No, I drink it.
What can you tell me about The way they drink the water, that's strange. Almost like a canine.
They're like
Almost
dogs.
like a dog.
Well, we are happening to deal with werewolves, so we'll have to see. How much would we
Oh, sorry. Go
know
ahead.
about werewolves?
I think you've tried that before. And I think
Yeah,
we
I know
rolled
about
very.
werewolves.
I think we
Yeah.
rolled kind of poorly, though, unfortunately. And so there was not a ton of information that was given about werewolves. You did hear from the priest in Havlo that they believe silvered weapons hurt werewolves.
Yes.
And that was pretty much the only thing at this point you have learned about werewolves.
Yeah, we determined my character knew about werewolves where I'm from, but the ranger didn't know about werewolves here too much.
Okay.
Well, what stands out to me, what's strange, is that he said some people can drink it. That water.
I mean, in real life, some people can drink nasty ass water and other people can't.
That's true.
Think about it. If you go to Mexico
However,
and drink
we're-
water there, you're going to get sick. People from Mexico will not get sick.
All right, so Juice is just trying to deflect.
No, I'm just
The real
applying logic.
problem is that we got people who can drink this no problem.
Yeah.
And I understand that some
Not
people
necessarily
have
no
high
problem.
constitution.
They said that they still don't recommend drinking a lot of it.
That's true.
They didn't say they couldn't drink the water either. They just said they choose not to drink the water.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
There's nothing that stops them from drinking it.
Well, they talked about outsiders getting sick.
Yes. Best if we avoid the water then.
Well, that also means we got to avoid the alcohol too.
Well, it depends on the alcohol and if it's been treated properly. Black Trunk would probably be able to check and see if it's safe.
Plenty of water to go around.
That's another good point. We don't particularly have to drink the alcohol.
No. Well, shall we call it an evening, get some food in us, and then start fresh in the morning? Or do you guys want to investigate more out here? I mean,
I think we need more information about this water and why so many of the people here appear to be werewolves.
well, that doesn't necessarily make him a werewolf. There might be something else going on.
That you lap up water like a dog. They might not be werewolves. They might just happen to have learned how to drink from watching the dogs.
And they might have just been cursed.
Quite possibly. I'm not sure what curse would force you to go ahead and have to drink like a dog, though.
Drinking the water.
But they don't drink the water.
They don't drink the water because they've already been cursed.
You have a weird idea of how curses work, don't you?
Curses are horrendous. I've been cursed once.
Really?
As I look off in the distance, just like,
Once
X
is
to
enough.
As you guys are doing this in the alleyway, you hear a commotion coming from the streets. And with that, we'll cut to Thunk.
Oh dear.
Thunk, you are sleeping very comfortable in a chair. By your standards, it's probably pretty luxurious. I would say you're probably sideways in the chair. Your feet are over the one arm. Your head's like on the other. You're, drooling all down your, shoulder, all that shit. And it's this rhythmic like bounce as you're asleep. You can like feel yourself kind of bouncing. And all of a sudden you hear clink, 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 clink. And as you open your eyes, you see this massive gate. It's not dark yet, but you see this massive gate being opened into this wall that's about 30 feet tall. All massive blocks of cement that are in this wall. And you start to get carried. You notice you're being carried by a bunch of people. This throne that they have made you is being carried by these humans mostly. and they're in their robes and they got their hoods down and they're carrying you in, and you see this gloomy city. Some buildings look a little run down. Not a lot of people in the streets. You see some guards that are on the wall that, look very old and weathered. And, you make your way through these streets and into what looks to be like a town square. It kind of opens up and all the buildings are really far back, and it's a dirt streets. And you see like a stage with what looks like a podium and a well. And as you end up into this like town square, the 20 people who basically have traveled with you set you down on the ground and say, one of them comes up and says, Master Thunk, we've arrived at Traskeel for the Gluttony Festival tomorrow.
Oh, goody.
Yes, so we are excited. We can't wait. We're going to indulge in food and drinks, and it's going to be great. This is our first time here in Traskeel, so looking forward to see what they have to offer.
Hopefully good fingies and toes.
Oh, you know they don't serve that in cities. Come on.
One can hope.
Nah.
This place seems nice, though.
Yes, it's fine. There's not a lot of people for some reason, but it looks like it will do the job.
Indeed. Can't wait to get all the munchins and crunchins.
So I hear that it picks up first thing in the morning tomorrow. I've never met somebody from this city, so we got lots of questions to ask. Should we go to the inn?
That sounds good. Should be very exciting.
Yeah. He starts saying, "Oh, guys, let's go to the inn. Let's get some dinner and let's see what the town has to offer." And as he says that, and you look towards the inn, you see next to the inn is an alleyway. And you can see your friends, Serene, and you see Black Trunk. Now, Braemar, did you ever meet Thunk? I think you did.
I think I did, yeah. During the orc thing, right? Otherwise, no. Oh, no, I did because because I showed up at the inn where we found that great sword.
Yeah.
Okay. And you see the half orc that you also know as Braemar. So you see them all in the alleyway, and they're with 3 other people.
Huh. It looks as though new bread friends. I have found my old bread friends, and they made some more bread friends.
Oh, yes. And he like pulls out some really hard bread and breaks it in half and hands you a piece. Is this how your people do?
Yes. Bring bread, make friends.
Oh, yes. And then all the people like who hear you say that and that are with you kind of look around like, oh, yeah, bread.
Bring bread, make friends. Bring bread.
Yeah, they start chanting that as they start walking towards your old friends. Bring bread, make friends. And you see these 20 humans behind Thunk as he approaches.
Thunk, have you started a cult?
I found bread friends. Got lost in the woods, went wandering, found a camp. All nice hooded bread friends there. Start feeding me. Being nice to Thunk, like most people don't.
But you're a great stand-up guy. I say.
I agree. But most people not like Thunk. Think him nasty.
I don't know how they could think he is nasty.
Indeed. Me and smell fine. Showered 5 weeks ago.
That certainly makes sense. Don't drink the water here, by the way.
What? What are we supposed to drink then?
I have fresh water.
Oh, yes. I mean, we have some too. And like he points back behind the chair, there is a massive barrel. And he says, "We've brought some water with us for the road."
May I sample it?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
By
I'm
the
just
way,
gonna go-
my name is Job the Trusted. Pleasure to meet you.
Oh, Serena Shantia.
Mm.
He's a real trustworthy guy.
I'll go over to the barrel and just take. I bet you I could put probably like a branch in and just sample it.
Yeah,
I
it tastes.
I just
It does taste clean. It is
Okay.
legit, normal water that you would expect people to carry for their travels.
this is high quality. You've done well.
Well,
Thank you.
He did say he can be trusted.
Yes.
And do new bread friends be so nice to think? Always feeding Thank, carrying Thank around. Not had to walk in 4 days.
This is true. We even tended to all of his wounds. Look at his feet. There's no longer even any calluses.
It's nice and soft.
You guys all notice that Thunk is also significantly bigger in the belly.
Yes.
Even his face. He's probably even started to develop a second chin.
Oh,
And it's only been like 20 days.
I'm gonna walk up to the guy and say, "So what's the deal with the royal treatment of Thunk?"
What do you mean? Why not? He looks like our deity, and he pulls out a pin of a goblin with horns, and it looks almost exactly like Thunk right now with a double chin, a little bit bigger in the face, and horns.
well,
Who's your deity?
Well, our deity's name is Gabriel.
Gabriel?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, it's a goblin. We get criticized for it all the time.
No
We
criticism.
don't usually just tell random people who are not seeking it out.
Why did you stutter saying that?
Again, we are always judged for what we believe.
Look at the people standing around me. Do you really think we're going to judge you here?
No, that's why I still told you. I probably would have not said as much as I did, but you clearly are not a believer.
No.
Whereas the half orc might worship Gabriel. We've seen plenty of half orcs that worship Gabriel. I've never met a tree person before. I would imagine they are probably more druidic in nature.
Pray tell. What is Gabriel?
Well, he is a demon who promises to uphold law and justice and all that good stuff at any cost.
Very interesting.
Yes.
And the number one tenet is truth.
Well, most people would think that it's an evil guy, but it's not.
It's not. How is somebody who is 100% honest ever evil?
Absolutely.
you always gotta beware the tricksy ones.
Exactly. No, we do good deeds. We give people water and shelter, and we always take anybody in. It just happens when he stumbled into our campsite, he also resembled Gabriel. And we felt like it was a sign that in the middle of the night, he just stumbled upon us. And it was important to us. Some of our brothers were feeling a little discouraged. We were hoping to come to Traskeel and lift our spirits for the evening and have a good time at the festival, and hopefully that would shake their being discouraged. But, luckily he came across and lifted our spirits before even coming here.
Excellent.
Reminds me of a story I read once of a stranger that stumbled into a camp in the middle of the night and lifted spirits.
Yes. See? It was an omen. It was so odd. We were already planning on coming to Traskeel, and then he said that his friends would be in Traskeel. He told us you guys would be coming to the festival.
And here he is. And here we are.
Thunk be praised.
Thunk be praised.
In Gabriel's name.
Thunk, do you have a cousin?
Right, what you said.
Gabriel?
No. Could be another yellow chicken foot goblin.
Not impossible.
I've
Well,
been
then.
advised to not drink the water here. I'm glad you brought your own.
Yes, we always do. In case we meet weary travelers. In fact, half of my brothers were abandoned at one point. So we have brought them in. And, you know.
I know the feeling. Well, Thunk, shall your new friends and us head back to the tavern?
Oh, that
Ian?
sounds nice.
Indeed.
Will you be partaking in our ritual later and pledging your life to Gabriel?
I cannot, unfortunately. I'm already pledged to another. Shantia, are you familiar with her?
No.
No. Goddess of fertility, life. No? Okay.
That sounds like Medea.
Apparently there's some similarities, but I have a feeling my god's a good bit more fun.
Yes,
Well, he's-
probably.
She's not quite from this area, so
Oh.
No.
Okay. We got a wanderer.
but I shall partake.
Yes, you will pledge your life?
Yes.
We've been waiting for Thunk to do this too. Thunk, are you in finally?
That's all.
Excellent.
I can be, yeah.
I love
Does
it.
this ceremony involve fire?
No, only if you want to be able to see at nighttime.
As the nighttime without fire.
See, there you go. So you don't need any, but we will have torches for sure.
Not too much fire, Black Trunk. It should be okay.
Unless you have a way to admit light for all of us to see.
I may be able to do that.
That's not impossible.
Well, we could forego the torches then.
I'm curious to see the ceremony.
Will you be pledging your life to Gabriel?
I don't think I will at this time.
Well, if
but
you
I
do
will
not,
sure
you
take it under
cannot.
consideration.
If you do not, you cannot participate in spectating, unfortunately.
You're not allowed to just watch?
No.
Understandable. Many religions have private ceremonies.
It's a sacred ceremony.
Thunk's gonna tug on his new friend's coat sleeve, or his robe sleeve.
Gabriel is the god of mansions and conscience, right?
Truth, law, and order, Thunk.
Does that involve mansions and conscience?
You need munchins and crunchins to survive, and we will certainly start spreading some of your teachings about bring bread, make friends, but I do not believe that will make its way into any future holy books.
Will there be mansions and conscience at the ceremony?
As you say that, he pulls out some bread and kind of like puts it to your mouth and starts and like pulling out more, and actually pulls out a chicken claw that has some meat at the end of like the leg still, and like just shoves that in your mouth.
Yeah, Thunk like suck it clean.
That's good chicken.
Grizz, can you keep him fed? Yes? Grizz has some food for you.
Goody.
And he just keeps you eating. Well, we would like to get some dinner, and as night falls, we would probably travel just north of here into the woods for our ritual. If any of you would like to pledge your life to Gabriel, we would love to have you.
And what time is the ceremony start?
Soon as nightfall. As soon as it's pitch black and no daylight.
Ah, okay. I shall be there.
Excellent. Well, we are going into the inn. Have fun with your friends, Thunk. And he walks inside.
I'll
And
catch up later.
Grizz hands you some extra food and then walks in. It's like, it's probably food you would like, but it's like uncooked meat and stuff, like for the most part. Some of it might
Probably
have
a few days old and smelly.
Yeah, exactly. Stuff you would
Ugh.
like. Yeah.
Ugh.
As they start walking away, I'm casting Detect Magic to see if there's anything around them.
No, nothing pings as magical.
Okay. Just checking.
Thunk will crack that chicken leg bone in half and suck the marrow out.
Ugh.
Hmm. A bit worrisome that they're taking only Thunk and Gramir out there.
They've been real nice. Ever since Thunk showed up. I
So-
was given food.
Not that I wanna, make a scene, but you do seem a little chubbier than normal, Thunk. Are you sure they're not just trying to fatten you up and cook you?
Thunk like Goblin Chief. Only Goblin Chiefs get the splendid belly and be nice and big. Only Goblin Chiefs get excess of food.
Are you a goblin chief?
Thunk looks like one right now, and it is glorious.
Maybe he identifies as a goblin chief. Black
Oh.
John,
Yes, Serene.
was it just me or was their wording very specific? With the God of Truth, however, he goes ahead and achieves his truth by any means necessary.
Yes.
That has me a
Yes.
bit worried.
Thunk,
Thinks he could be an evil deity.
That's why I agreed to go in the first place, Serene.
Thunk, do you have any of their religious texts?
They give me a pin.
And Thunk holds it.
It's nice and shiny.
Okay. What is the pin? What's the pin say?
It's the same pin that they all were wearing.
Okay.
The
What's
one with
pin?
the goblin face that looks very similar to Thunk, only with horns.
Okay. Is there any writing on it?
No,
Thunk is unaware.
no writing.
The sacred Duncan texts.
Well, I'm gonna go grab a bite to eat, guys.
More food.
I need a minute for me to contemplate what we're gonna be dealing with here in the next few hours.
Yeah.
Did they come in on a wagon?
No, they were
Or
on foot
Okay.
in robes. So they had like, I don't know what it's called, a palanquin kind of thing. So it's like a big long
litter.
like thing that they carry, and it had a
Oh.
chair on it, and on the back of the chair is like a barrel that clearly had water that you know of. And there's actually more like gear also like next to the barrel, like all like on the back of this chair.
I'm just gonna take a look. See, I don't want to move anything,
Mhm.
but I just want to kind of peek and look to see if I'm looking for any kind of like religious texts, pamphlets, anything like that.
Give me an investigation check.
Nudes, anything?
Yeah, the word for the thing you're looking for is a litter.
A litter.
Yep, a litter.
One.
So it looks like the gear that was left out here is just like, you see a couple shovels, you see some extra wood, dry wood, in case maybe they need to start a fire or something. It is covered by some animal furs, it looks like. But you don't really see anything else. It looks like, in fact, you remember seeing some of the guys walk in wearing their own like packs and stuff. Smaller packs. They don't travel real heavy though. You never saw any weapons per se. Maybe you saw a dagger or something on a couple guys, but no
Okay.
real weapons or anything.
They also help Thunk read and learn more about his book.
Oh dear God, Thunk. What have you learned this time?
Many good things can make people get all slow now.
Oh, that's useful.
And learn how to make new friends out of dead enemies.
I beg your pardon?
Yeah, make new bread friends out of dead bodies.
Speaking of bread friends, the rogue Al Burke speaks up. Only said his full name because Thunk hasn't met him before. My name is Al, by the way. And you see him like kind of playing with a knife. Your
It's Alfred
friends,
Wilson.
your friends, especially your trusty friend, I don't know about him.
He's nice. Always feeding Thunk chicken
So what?
and rats.
Yeah, clearly they're cultists.
Yes.
Their god, that fake god, Gabriel, have you ever heard of him?
No.
Yeah, neither have I.
It seems nice, though.
I've traveled. I've never met a Gabriel, especially a goblin god with horns.
Do you happen to know if there's a church here or a library?
Yeah, it looks like there's a church over there, but it looks pretty decrepit.
Well,
We walked right
perhaps
by it when we walked in.
I'll be heading off there to see if I can find more about your god before your sacrifice to a deity, Thunk or Gremir.
Perhaps it's a cousin of Grumsh, our god of goblin kin.
Now, are you guys talking about this while I'm eating? Because I specifically was trying to.
You
Yeah,
went
I remember.
inside. Everyone else is still outside talking.
Okay.
So
What's
you
your-
went in. By the way, Braemar, when you went in, you saw some of the guys like standing around talking with drink in hand. Most of them are sitting down. The tavern is pretty packed now with all these guys. There's still a lot of vacancy though. Like plenty of people could still fit in here. But compared to what you saw before, it's a big difference.
Okay.
Um,
I'm gonna be racking my brain about if I remember anything about a Gabriel being around from the area. If I've heard anything about that god or not.
give me a religion check.
All right. Let's see. Just a straight roll, huh? 17 is not bad, no.
You have never heard of this god.
So it's more than likely something they're just making up. Possibly, that's what I'm figuring it in my brain. I'm going to just scarf down my food as quickly as possible, and then try to meet back up with the group
Okay.
again.
Outside, Serene, you said you were going to the temple?
Yes, I'm going to see if I can find any information about this Gabriel person, and
Okay.
also if I can find out why the clerics haven't bothered trying to fix the water problem here.
Okay.
I
What
will
about...
go with- I will go with Serene.
Excellent. What about you, Thunk?
Yeah, Thunk will go with Serene.
Okay.
He's happy to be back with his old bread friends.
So you three make your way over to the temple with your other three friends that are with you. Braemar, you're still in the tavern when they leave. When you get over to the... Sorry, go ahead.
I would tell at least who's in charge of the people we hired. I mean, who's the
It seems like they're pretty equal. They
okay,
don't really
so I
act
would-
like one's in charge.
So Alfred and Al Burke there, I would tell them to go to the tavern where Braemar is eating and wait outside and let him know where we went,
Okay. They will do that then.
and bring the other guy with us.
Okay.
And afterwards stab him a few
You'll take
times.
Lawrence Moore with you guys? One of the
Yeah.
Rangers? Okay. So Lawrence tags along with you three then. You guys get over towards the temple, and it's starting to get kind of dark. It's probably like 6 o'clock almost after your guys' conversation and everything. And, with the clouds and everything, the way it is, it just seems darker than it is. The temple looks like it might be empty. It might even look like maybe it even hasn't been used in years. It almost looks abandoned. But the door is shut.
Are there any windows?
Yes, a lot of them are broken though.
Okay, I'm going to look inside since I have devil sight.
Okay. When you look inside, it looks empty. You don't see anybody in it. Give me a perception check real quick.
Perception. Oh, 21.
Okay. So you look in. It doesn't look clean, but it does not look like there's like no overgrowth or anything inside. It looks like, you know, the pew is still there. Like all the benches are still in there and intact. You can see clearly there's an altar that seems fine. It doesn't look like anybody like did anything and like
It doesn't look like
destroyed
they trashed it.
Yeah,
And
it's not
doesn't look like-
trashed.
it doesn't look like Mother Nature is kind of taking it over. So somebody
Correct.
could be in here using it just infrequently.
It's possible.
It looks a little bit dusty in there, but you should be fine. I'll watch. If you come across anything you can't read, let me know.
Thank you, Black Trunk. I'm going to cast light on the tip of my staff and try to open the door.
Yeah, you open the door and light leads the way in and makes it nice and bright. As Black Trunk said, it is actually very dusty in here. In fact, looking at the floor, there's a layer of dust across the whole floor. You do see little footprints, like of mice and things like that, maybe some droppings of animals, but no footprints.
Are there any sounds as I enter beyond the sound of me stepping onto the wood?
Of the door opening.
Okay.
But that seems about it. You can give me a perception check.
Okay. Let me see here real fast. Oh, I forgot to have 23 passive perception.
I didn't forget
Right.
that. Don't worry. But you're actively looking anyway.
Yeah, 17 plus 8 is 25.
Okay. So looking around, you notice that there are on the benches, there's like baskets that would have like probably holy books that are every few feet on all of these benches. But there are no books in any of them. They're just empty baskets.
So we have the pews,
Mhm.
and then we have the lectern up front, like a normal church layout.
Yep.
Are there doors that go behind the lectern?
No, it's a big, giant, one room, very tall ceilings. You do see stairs that go up, and you can see from where you're at, there is like a catwalk. It's all stone, but you don't see anything up there. And obviously you can't see through stone, but
Not yet.
Right. But like if it was a modern day church, you might go, oh, maybe the choir goes up there or something, or maybe the organ player might be up top there. But you can see it's actually above where like the priest would be in a modern day church kind of thing,
Okay,
which
I'm
is
gonna-
opposite of a lot of churches, but you know.
I'm going to head towards the lectern then,
Okay.
watching my step carefully, seeing if there's any signs of larger than mouse footprints there or books or anything there.
You're gonna hear
Yeah.
a very heavy breathing and waddling coming out.
Yeah, you can't tell any like other than the thick dust that's coated everything. You can't see. And as you go further in, you notice the dust seems almost like thicker on some of the stuff.
I'm going to go ahead and put my robe up to cover my face, and then I'm going to cast Detect Magic as I'm going deeper in.
Okay.
Let's see if there's anything magical inside of here.
I'm assuming you did it as a ritual, or are you doing it as a spell slot?
I'm going to cast a spell slot.
Okay. Yeah, nothing magical seems to radiate in here. If there was anything magical in here, it's long gone.
Okay. Yeah, head up to the lectern and look behind it.
Okay. Once again, you start looking around. It's nothing. It all seems eerily not impressive. You know what I mean?
Nothing behind the lectern sitting on it, like any books or anything like that.
No,
or,
no books.
I'm gonna stomp on the floor behind there with the heel of my boot and see if it sounds hollow or anything.
Sounds like a stone floor.
Stone door?
Stone
So it's-
floor.
Stone floor, yeah.
Mhm.
So everything's stone, correct, in here?
Yes.
Okay.
Except the benches. The benches are wood. The lectern's probably wood as well.
I don't see anything, Thunk. Do you have a familiar, Thunk?
What is that?
I thought so.
He'd probably
Okay.
eat it if he did.
Familiar's a chicken and he keeps eating the damn thing.
And it comes back every day. And he wonders why at dawn he's starving again.
Yeah. Okay. Thunk, stay close to me. I'm gonna start heading up this. Thunk, do you need help?
A lot of walking.
Yeah, Thunk, get on my back. Come on. Piggyback Thunk. And I'm gonna piggyback Thunk up the stairs.
You're just gonna hear like heavy breathing in your ear. Just
So Serene was going first. Now, did you take the same set of stairs, or did one of you take the left and one of you take the right?
I have Thunk on my back, so we're taking the same set of stairs.
Oh, okay, you're carrying him. Okay.
I'm gonna take the one on
Serene, give me a dex save.
the deck save, absolutely.
I just have the image of the Thunk on Serene's back and this heavy breathing, and some poor patron of Traskeel walking by, hearing this noise. Offering him, would you like some water?
That's plus nothing. That's 18 total.
So, when you get to the almost the top of the stairs and you're like carrying Thunk, you're a little distracted, but all of a sudden you see like this cubby on the left that looks like maybe where some stones have kind of crumbled away from the wall a bit, leaving like a hole, and you see a nest of maybe a bird's nest or something, and all of a sudden a bunch of pigeons fly out at you. Now the railing is a bit low for these stairs, plus because they spiral, there's a chance you could have fallen down. You managed to catch your footing though and not fall down the stairs or over the edge.
With Thunk.
Yeah, with Thunk. And you're about 20 feet up in the air, by the way.
That was a slight scream. I will admit.
So what are you using for light, by the way, up here, Serene?
My staff. I have the light spell cost on.
Okay. So when you look, you see like a giant tub, like a ceramic tub, big circular tub, maybe for baptisms or something like that, but it appears to be empty.
I'm going to approach it.
It looks amazingly clean. It is not dusty like the rest of this place.
Is my detect magic picking anything up from it?
It is.
Okay.
Necromancy would be like the school of magic.
Oh, not a terrible thing. It could be a resurrection spell. Okay. I'm going to examine it as best I can. Are there any religious symbols on it, or
There are not.
there are not? And necromancy, you said, correct?
Correct.
Okay. I will cast light a second time and have it on my glove on my left hand. And I will turn the staff into a snake and have the snake go towards the bathtub.
Okay. Yeah, it goes towards the bathtub. Does it crawl into it and everything?
Yeah, it's going to crawl into it. I want to see if
Yeah,
it dies.
no, doesn't die. Doesn't seem to be affected at all.
I think this might have to do something with the resurrection. Thunk, are you familiar with necromantic magic?
Let me see.
What kind of check would Thunk need to make? See if he knows.
Arcana, or
Arcana.
yeah, for this, or
All right.
or religion. They're going to be two different difficulties probably.
Right.
So it's going to be up to you if you're trying to like figure out the Arcana aspect or the religious aspect?
Yeah, I'm gonna be trying to figure out the Arcana aspect. I'm much better at that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to help him do it as well.
All right, that is plus 8, 9, 10, 11. So 21.
Okay. Yeah. You're not quite sure necessarily what it does per se. You know, though, Thunk, maybe through your travels or some random mishaps or whatever, that it's not uncommon in some churches to have a bath like this that can heal you from grievous wounds, but it requires a ritual of some sort. And it also requires holy water.
I think I remember hearing something about a magic ritual that you can heal burns and stuff, and takes holy water. I can learn more if I spend some time and cast a spell.
Would be interesting to experiment, but I don't think we have the time at the moment, unfortunately. Let's finish investigating what's here and then head back down to our friend. We can investigate this later, if needed. But I wonder if it can cure lycanthropy.
Maybe.
If this could cure the werewolves, it might be far better off. Then we just have to deal with the water situation.
Mm-hmm.
Well, come along. Then I'm going to have my staff turned back into a staff in my hand.
Okay.
And
While-
I'm good on my back.
Yep. While you're doing that, Braemar, you come out of the tavern and you see two of the three guys who were traveling with your friends and you. And they go, "Oh, we're supposed to tell you they went to the." And they kind of look around, make sure no one's the temple to check it out and talk to the clergy there.
In that case, I'm gonna go back and talk to our new friends.
Oh, okay.
Would you like to join, or?
No, we were
go
told
on
to
to
stay
the
out
temple.
here, and as basically being on the clock, we will stay out here. So
Okay.
Black Trunk is the one who paid us, so we'll honor his wishes.
Okay. I'm gonna turn around and go back inside, and I'm gonna start talking to our new friends.
Okay. Most of them are kind of not necessarily reluctant to talk to you. They kind of they're like, "Hey,
Hey, how's it going?
good."
So, tell me more about this god Gabriel, this deity.
What do you want to know? You're willing to
Well,
pledge your life. That's
Well,
interesting.
I want to know more. I want to learn more about what I'm going to pledge myself to before I actually pledge.
I mean,
I want
truth,
more
law, and
in-depth
order.
knowledge.
Do you value the truth and law?
Oh, of course I do.
And order?
Yes. Do you?
Of course. Why?
I
How
quite
could you?
believe
How could this guy? The nerve of this guy. Look, you don't have to believe it. It doesn't matter.
You just got to see it to believe it.
No, Gabriel knows, and that's my relationship with Gabriel is all that matters. What you think of us? See, I found myself slipping as you questioned me, but then I remember Gabriel's teachings that no judgment from others can harm you, should your relationship with Gabriel be strong. So,
Oh, I'm not judging.
I've centered myself.
I judge you as an individual, but I don't judge deities.
Excellent.
If that makes sense.
Yes, sure.
However, something doesn't quite pan out here. You guys were carrying my friend Thunk
Yeah,
for 4 days straight, fattening him up.
sure. He wanted food. We gave him food.
Right.
He traveled into our camp.
However,
That's normal.
what I don't like is you guys lying to me.
You're testing us. We don't lie. We cannot lie.
Yeah. Well, except for I know I'm from these areas. Gabriel's not an actual deity.
Gabriel is a god.
Oh yeah? Prove it.
Gabriel will prove it at the ritual. You see, you are
my
you are
character,
mocking
like,
us.
visibly
Job,
just starts laughing.
Job. He called us all liars and said Gabriel is not real.
I'm
He-
pretty sure I would have heard of Gabriel if I'd lived here long enough.
Job walks up to you, like past some of his people, ignoring all of them, and walks straight up to you and says, "You are not welcome at our ritual."
Good. And as I stand up, I'm gonna pull my short sword and stab him in the try to stab him in the chest
In the tavern.
in the tavern.
Okay, roll to strike. And you know what? I think this would be a perfect time, actually, to take a 5-minute break. So we will be right back.
All right.
sucks. Okay, good. All right, we are back. So we left off with Braemar attempting to stab the one in front of him. Do me a favor, roll to strike. And then also everybody could roll for, I guess, actually, no, just you can roll for initiative at this point. Nobody else is there.
They're busy.
For a while. At least like 30 rounds, 40 rounds. You're like 4 minutes away.
Oh, yeah.
What'd you get for initiative, by the way? I got a 13.
Oh, I'm sorry. I should probably roll that too, and I just threw my D20 across the room. Awesome. Hang on.
I rolled really low, by the way. I just want to put that out there.
Did you? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Crap. Where did my other D20 set go? There he goes. Thankfully, I have another backup one here. I'll just use that.
Ooh.
12 on initiative.
Okay. So as you pull your sword out, you draw your sword and you go to slice in. What'd you roll for your to hit, by the way?
I rolled a 23.
Okay. You can tell your sword is about to go into him when one of the cultists next to him jumps in front of it and takes the blade as they react to sacrifice themselves. What was your damage?
Shit. Sorry.
It's a good cultist should.
Mm-hmm.
Hang on.
If Thunk was there, I'm sure he would have done the same.
Why is it not showing my...
And now that
my
his
weapon?
belly is so much thicker, it can probably withstand more of a sword through it.
There
Yeah.
it is. D6. Okay.
If we're 30 to 40 turns away, Thunk is 60
9 damage.
away.
Okay. So you stab into this one cultist. You think you make solid contact, but upon looking, you cut through his robe, and it almost just looks like a slight scratch along his stomach as he falls to the floor. Meanwhile, Job, because now it's their turn. Right, your turn's done?
Yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah. Okay. So, meanwhile, Job, all of a sudden, you see, looking into his eyes, his face kind of like transform for a second. And you can almost see a goblin head and some horns for a second. And he swipes at you with 2 claws. Okay. Does a 24 hit and a 22 hit?
Yes, both.
Okay. So first attack is 21 damage. Second, by the way, he has another attack.
Hold on. Let me look at my health here real quick.
So you see this claw swipe across your abdomen. What did I say the first damage was? I forgot.
21 damage.
21. Okay, I'm gonna write that.
Hang on. Where the heck is my health at now? Did they change the layout of
I have no idea. I don't.
D&D Beyond?
I haven't played a character
nope.
on D&D Beyond.
It's top right health.
Where?
Top right of the screen.
It doesn't show it though.
It's infinite if it doesn't show it. You have infinite
Actually, it's
Hey.
probably like, guess what? You're fucked anyway. So
Yeah, I'm pretty sure 21 is gonna knock me at 0. I'm pretty sure of that because I don't remember rolling really well for my health.
Really, let me look.
I don't know.
You should have more than that. I'm really low.
I'll go in and look at your character sheet.
Sorry, guys.
So 21 on that first one. And this is in Tomb, I think. And your character is Braemar.
Correct.
It says death saves. Not sure why it says that.
His only says death saves? What?
Yeah, failure and
Yeah.
success. It's not showing the.
The health, yeah. That's what I was saying. I was like, wait, where did my health go?
If you go to managing with the hammer and anvil, you should see your class, and that should give you the HP values.
My computer usage
Yeah.
is at 100% trying to look this up. I just
It
want
is,
to throw that
it's
out there.
It's complicated.
Oh, there we go. I don't know why. Okay,
Probably
so
'cause
my
I
health
clicked
is
it.
24, so hang
Oh,
on.
yeah, you're fine for now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know why it's not showing, but my health is 24. Let me get a little notepad out real quick.
It's because you checked all the boxes for death saves already. You
Yeah,
basically killed your character.
but I'm at 3 health now, so go ahead and do the next damage.
Okay.
Extra
Okay. $29 points of damage on the second attack.
Hmm.
Which, what is your max?
24.
So you had so you are dead. Like, so, okay.
I'm straight up dead.
So
Yeah,
so he swipes across your abdomen, gouging you wide open, and you can see your intestines starting to fall out. As this happens, his other claw, you see this like huge claw come out of his hand. His hand like morphs into this, and he sticks it up into your abdomen, into your heart, and rips your heart out. And with his third attack, because he has a bite attack, right into your heart, eats it whole.
That was his favorite heart.
I was hoping you put it in a paper bag and hand it to me.
And
But
as this is going on, the last things you see are these cultists just surrounding you. You don't see the tavern owner. You don't see any of the people, like other people in this room. The tavern owner, in fact, wasn't in the room to begin with. He was probably trying to cook food in the back for them, or in the kitchen. And, you know, again, you saw your own abdomen, your own entrails basically all just fall to the floor. And then you just see black. What is Braymar's last fleeting thought as this happens? I'm just curious.
just curious. Oh, I knew I shouldn't have eaten that food. It made me slow as he's falling down to his death. He's not angry that he pulled a knife or a sword on somebody. He's more angry with himself that he let himself get caught off guard like that
Interesting.
as he's falling down.
Okay. Very interesting. Okay. Yeah, so with that, make a new character, or actually, if you want, you could take over one of the other 3 characters. There's Al Burke, Lawrence Moore, and Alfred Wilson. 2 of them are rangers. One's a rogue who specializes in throwing knives, and they are fairly young.
I think didn't you have one already ready?
No, I don't have one ready. I do have
okay.
an idea in mind.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, make your character then, and just message when you think you're done. Back to you guys in the other place. You feel a cold breeze blow through your branches, Black Trunk. The rest of you, Thunk and Serene, you feel this breeze kind of hit the back of your neck and give both of you goosebumps, but you're not. Just kind of this eerie feeling.
Oh,
I think we need to finish up here and then get out of here.
it's almost dark. Time for the thing.
Oh,
Stuff.
that is true.
And
Yep,
the Ferd. The Ferd.
Let me finish looking around real fast. Just gonna run through the rest of this building on the top floor.
Okay. Yeah, it's basically it was this large tub and an open area. You do see like risers around the tub, so maybe like people could witness it or sit on these risers. But yeah, there's nothing else up here.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I take that back. And behind the risers, you see this large circular window still intact. With like a blue glass that's kind of hard to see through. It's like a glass you would put on a bathroom, maybe. Like I can't think of what it's called, but
Opaque.
yeah, I mean you can see through it, but like the way that the glass is made makes it like distorted when you look through it.
Okay.
Yeah.
No symbols or art on the glass, just the blue wavy gloss.
Correct.
Okay. Head on back.
All right.
Head back to Black Trunk. Well, there's a really cool bathroom up there.
Did you find any reading material?
Unfortunately not. I think it's time for us to get Thunk back to his friends.
Yeah, the new bread friends. Don't worry, I still like the old ones better.
Well, I guess make our way back to the tavern.
Agreed. Thunk, do you happen to have anything that you can communicate with us with?
No.
No message spell or anything?
He's gonna start flipping through his spell book like mad.
No.
Okay. In that case, Black Trunk, I think you and I are going to have to follow them at a distance to make sure he'll be okay. Maybe Bremar can go ahead and keep an eye on him while he's there as well.
I'm
Sounded
sure
like
it'll
he
be
wanted to be
fine.
part of it.
I'm not going to be part of it, most likely. I just
I'm
want to make
sure.
sure they don't do anything to Thunk. They've been fattening him up quite a bit.
I have an idea.
Is it a good one?
It might be
Okay.
hard still.
Thunk will cast. Oh wait, you can't cast disguise self on another creature, can you?
No.
No, because
Okay.
the keyword is self.
Yeah.
Oh,
I was jumping to too far conclusions.
If you have invisibility, you could use that, but I don't know if you...
No, it was a bad idea.
Oh, I had a feeling, Thunk.
Mm.
Somehow I'm not surprised. Well, we'll just keep our distance for now, Thunk.
Okay. I'm sure it'll go nice. They always give me treats, carry me around, tell me how nice I am, how good I smell.
How good I smell.
I look at Black Trunk and go, they're a bunch of liars.
I might have made that last part up.
Oh. Thunk. You're going to follow the God of Truth and you're making stuff up?
It wasn't a.
Thunk?
It didn't hurt anyone.
Yeah, it wasn't a
Oh.
dark lie.
No white lies or dark lies, Thunk, if you're following the God of Truth. In fact, it's not even good to lie in the first place. Why would you even want to lie?
That's how you get things.
No, it's not, Thunk.
It's worked pretty good for quite a while.
I don't think he was lying. I think his fragrances are part of nature. They're
There are
fine.
many fragrances that are part of nature, including fecal matter. That doesn't mean I take pleasure in being around them for any length of time.
They're good that's good fertilizer.
It's fantastic fertilizer. Doesn't mean it smells good, though.
I may have farted when the bird flew at us.
To each his own.
Certainly true. Certainly true.
Let's get back to the tavern.
All right. Yeah, head on back to the tavern.
Yeah.
When after about a 3-minute walk back to the tavern, you see down in the middle of the street, Lawrence is dead on the ground, surrounded by some guards and the inn owner. And you can see Job and some of his cultists standing there talking to the guards. And you can see that some of the cultists look like they have been attacked with arrows.
What happened? As I go running up.
As you guys come running up, one of the guards intercepts you and says, please stay back. We are investigating this matter. And he is like a 50-something-year-old man.
We know that person who's lying dead on the street. What happened?
So from what I've gathered, there was a half orc inside who apparently is not in there anymore. We have no idea. I'm not part of this, but apparently he was inside, caused a ruckus, apparently tried to stab a guy, cut another guy with his sword, ended up basically being disintegrated. And this guy ran in when he heard the commotion, started shooting arrows randomly, and they chased him out because he was trying to keep a distance, and they killed him after they took multiple arrow shots. That's what we got so far.
Oh, this is not good. Bread truce has been broken.
It's
Al and Alfred are like beside themselves right now.
I can try and find out with. You said he has no body anymore, correct? The half orc.
There's no evidence of anybody inside. But they admitted to disintegrating him.
This is a bad omen.
Funk's like tugging on Serene's robe, pulling her down close to where he can whisper in her ear.
Yes.
When bread friendship is broken, usually there's a war.
Well, let's not jump to conclusions. Why would Remar? Do you think it might have been something in the water black trunk?
I'm not sure.
Remar
This is
drank
most
water.
peculiar. Are there so the other cultists are sitting around here? Is Job?
Yeah, Job is actually outside. It seems like he's the one talking to the guards. And he's
Job,
got a
what
couple.
happened?
He kind of walks up, and your friend who just wanted to participate in our ritual came in accusing us of lies, saying our god was not real, and proceeded to try and stab me, to which my friend over here, who not only was cut by him, also took 2 arrows, as you can see, and is now being tended to, sacrificed himself to protect me. To which I then had to do some things I am not proud of, and eventually I disintegrated him.
I'd like to do an insight check.
Go for it. Yeah, roll it.
Okay. Well, it beats my passive. That's a 19.
He's 100% truth. Telling the truth. There is, Braemar can act a little bit, what's the word? Impulsive at times, and not always do logical things. For instance, you've made plans with Braemar before to do things at like an orc encampment, to which he completely threw those plans out the window and did whatever. And you've seen probably, and again, you've only known Braemar for a short amount of time. So you've seen some of these patterns of behavior at times.
What do you think he would have done that, Black Trunk?
I'm not sure.
All I did was tell him, because he called us liars and told us our god was not real. I told him he was not welcome at the ritual anymore. And he seemed to take great offense to that.
That is quite reasonable. I can understand you not wanting him at the ritual if he's calling the god of truth a liar.
Yeah, and I mean, we told you guys no spectators, and if he doesn't believe in the god at all, why would he pledge his life to our god and participate in the ritual? That, I feel like, was a given. I'm surprised your friend tried to stab me. Thunk, is this normal for you and your bread friends to do? Attack another bread friend?
It's a very bad thing when bread friends strike bread friend. Usually end in war. Hurry, we must realign the bread friendship.
And he pulls out one of the chunks of bread that the guy gave him earlier. It's all like crumpled into a little ball because, Thunk shoved it in his pocket, and pulls it in half, hands the other half to Job.
Quick, eat, must reconsecrate bread friend.
He takes it and kind of cheers with it and takes a crunchy ass bite out of it.
Yeah.
Probably even cracks a tooth on it.
Do you think any chance he was possessed?
He was. I don't know your friend. I could not tell you, but that was not a possession. That was an angry orc, almost barbaric, but he's clearly not. I've seen some barbarians rage before, and I mean, that was not that. I don't know what it was.
It's not known him long. Maybe a couple of days at most.
I've known him about a week and some change, but didn't strike me as the type who just attacks someone for no reason. I don't understand it.
It's very odd.
Makes
Uh,
no sense.
Well, let's take Lawrence to be buried at least.
How long has Lawrence been dead for?
About 2.5 minutes.
Okay.
It all happened like that.
Yeah.
Well, now it's even longer because you guys have even had time to talk to, the authorities, and now Job and
Wouldn't matter. Didn't have enough time.
yeah.
Okay. Agreed. You two, take your friend to the church. I'll perform the rites in the morning. For now, just see to his.
Job actually says, before this happens, Serene, may I speak with you for a moment in private?
Certainly. I'll go with Joe.
Your two friends back there, and he is walking away with your backs to your party, and he's not taking you out of sight or anything. He's just moving away from the group. Your two friends back there, the one with the knives and stuff, they look very pissed. I'm gonna ask you once, won't ask again, but can we trust them not to act rash? It was self-defense in all counts.
I understand, and to tell you the truth, I don't know. They were hired on here by Grimmauld, the three of them, to act as mercenaries for us.
Oh, so that's even worse.
I assume that they can be restrained to a degree, but I don't have a good answer for you.
So those two don't even necessarily have ties to the rest of your group.
Nothing beyond financial. They haven't done anything to us, though, that we've noticed. And technically, they were Bremmar's people.
If they seem to be planning anything or do something,
I'll let you know.
thank you. And
Okay.
whose side would you take if they did try to attack us?
If they try to attack you, I'll do everything I could to defend you because they're in the wrong in doing so. I
Okay.
trust you explicitly when you said that you were attacked.
Yes, I was. And unfortunately, the tavern owner was not around to corroborate my story, unfortunately. But I can assure you, it was
If you
true.
like, go
And-
ahead. I
Sorry.
can cast a spell that will force you to tell the truth if you'd like,
Go for
but
it.
I have a feeling that you're being honest with me.
I
a good
mean,
judge of
if you
people.
feel the need to do so, you could.
I don't.
I would allow it. I would consent to that.
I understand, but I have no need to do
As
so.
would any of my men.
They wouldn't even have to. I can see the robes of the other cultists that have been hit by arrows and then stabs and all that,
Mhm.
correct? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And actually, quite a few arrows. It's impressive how many arrows that guy was able to get off before he was killed.
Multi-attack along with, hail of
Yeah.
arrows or any of those other spells
Yeah,
ranges.
he might have been handy in future
Yeah.
combat.
He ended up
Yeah.
getting, you can tell, he actually ended up being, it looks like he was stabbed by daggers
Yeah.
by all the cultists.
I don't blame these cultists. They were attacked.
Yeah.
And I don't blame him for going in there to helping. It was his job to defend Grimmar, but the situation should have been, wait, what the fuck's going on? But he was outside. So
Right.
at the end of the day, it's all Grimmar's fault. None of this had to happen.
Very true. As this is going on, you see stumbling out of the inn somebody who looks like maybe they were asleep. Lothgar, what do you look like?
I look like I just have like some cloths. So basically some like cloth like leggings down below, but I'm very buff. I'm a human, so I'm like 5'10". But I'm wielding a great axe as I'm coming down the stairs, and very buff as I'm walking down, just kind of like holding my head and just going, ah, who disturbs my slumber?
Everyone kind of turns and sees you, and the tavern owner's like, "Oh, nothing that we can't control. There was an incident. We're taking care of it. I'm sorry, sir. I hope the accommodations have been pleasant, though. We didn't mean for the disturbance."
Huh? Wait, why does it look like it's somebody who got murdered here?
Because somebody kind of was, but they are also the aggressor. They attacked first.
Nah, fair enough. Whatever. Give me a mead. As I walk up to the barkeep and get a mead.
The guards are questioning everyone here first, and they're going to investigate inside here in a minute.
Yeah, it doesn't mean I can't drink.
No, but we're not allowed to go back into the tavern area at this time, sir. In fact, now that you're out here, they aren't even going to let you go back in for
selfish adventurers. Why would they just attack without provocation? And I turn around as I walk outside. I like basically gear myself towards the nearest guard, and I go, what happened here?
Sir, somebody was killed inside, and then this guy was killed out here.
Yeah, well, it sounds like he was a moron.
Right. We're gathering he definitely had some rage issues.
Speaking of rage issues, and I just do that. It was like kind of like thump my chest.
Sir, where are your clothes?
I don't need clothes.
It's very intimidating.
Well, this is what I do for a living. And I start doing like the flexing my muscles kind of thing as I'm like doing this, holding the great axe this way with one arm, and then I do that with the other way. Just start really flexing my muscles in front of them.
As you're doing that, two of the guards make their way into the tavern to look into things a little bit more.
So I got woken up by this. What happened exactly?
We believe the half-orc tried to attack one of these men. It didn't go well. They all basically did their thing. One of them's a spellcaster for sure. Ended up disintegrating him. Yeah. And then the other guys who were getting shot with arrows while this was going on ran outside and killed this guy. We're trying to figure out the exact timeline still, but once we're done investigating in there, you can go back inside. It's only going to take a few minutes.
Well, it's hard to see when you've got a big great axe like me. And I'm starting to like flex more.
Did you see or hear anything specifically?
I just heard some commotion, and all of a sudden I heard this, and then that was pretty much about it.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, if you hear
I was
anything,
sleeping in my quarters. I'm trying to drink here so I can cure this hangover I have going on.
Yes, I understand that. Should you hear anything, please report to the guardhouse by the gates and let us know any of your findings. And they turn to the cultists and the party and say the same thing to you guys. With that, we'll just stand watch at the door. Once we're done, we'll get out of your guys' way.
All right. Well, I guess I better get some. Oh, I guess you guys are going to be busy with the tavern for a while. Does anybody have any water around here?
Black Trunk. You hear somebody say, "Does anybody have any water around
Oh, I don't even have to make a check. Nice.
here?" No, you're like
No,
10 feet away from him.
I'm pretty loud and flamboyant about it. I'm just like,
Uh,
does anybody have any water around here? I need this for my hangover.
I'm escorting Lawrence and Alfred and Al back with the body, and I just stop and I'm like, someone's thirst needs to be quenched. One moment. I turn and move as fast as I can. And I hold out my tankard. Someone need fresh water.
Yeah, and I just do like as soon as you like start walking up, I'd like do like the wide-eyed thing, and I'm like, I've never seen one of your kind before. Yes, I would love some water. Thank you.
And I pour out a tankard of water and hand it to him.
Oh, that helps a lot. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Would you like another?
Oh, I could use another.
And this stream is available for any bottled water sponsor who wants to jump in on this.
Preferably Liquid Death. Liquid Death, if you're watching this, I would love for you to sponsor me just because you have cool ass cans.
I will give you as many cups of water as you will drink.
Probably just about like 2 or 3 before I start feeling bloated, and I'm like halfway through the third, and I'm like,
Yeah, give me a con save, Lothgar.
Oh,
yeah.
Black
Personally, that's actually a really good rule for me.
I know.
Drown him, Black Trunk.
Yeah, 24.
Okay. You feel like you probably should use the bathroom soon, but you're fine. You could hold it a little longer.
Yeah, I'm like, oh man, I'm starting to feel a little bloated. Yeah, whatever. I can keep drinking more. I start drinking more water, just chugging it.
Yeah, I will cut him off at some point. I think you are properly hydrated.
Oh, it is quite interesting meeting someone like your kind. I've never met anybody like you. What is your name?
Black Trunk.
Ah, Black Trunk. It is a pleasure to meet you. And I actually do like a kind of gesture, and I bow, and I go, "My name is Lothgar Barath. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I spent a good time in my life in the gladiator ring, showing off to a lot of people paying high dollar for me. Finally, I just won my freedom just recently."
Well, congratulations.
Thank you. Now I just got to live by the sword, live and die by it. And I start like doing stretches. I'm like,
But you carry a
but I'm
battle
doing
axe.
yes, but I'm like holding the battle axe in one arm, and I'm like doing stretches with it. But like I'm obviously like just showing off my muscles as I'm doing it. I'm like swap arms, and I do that, and I'm like, all right, I feel better now. Thank you so much for the water. You're a lifesaver. Is there anything I can do to assist you? My skills are quite numerous.
Just happens that we are down a member of our group. We may need some extra help.
Is that the same dumbass that got himself killed in the inn over there?
He was definitely in our group. I don't know if I would use that term.
Whatever. Anybody who gets themselves killed is considered a dumbass in my eye. All right, lead the way. I shall follow you, and I will help you however I can.
You see that female woman over there that's not in her plate mail?
Yes.
In
I
the white suit that's somehow now all dirty because she's been carrying thunk around. There's probably a big thunk stain on her back.
Oh yeah, it's
Thunk?
probably pretty gross.
Thunk? What's a thunk?
Oh, he's a little goblin friend.
Goblin, you say? And I like grab my great axe, and I'm like getting ready for battle.
As you do that and you're like looking for a goblin, all of the cultists like step between you and Thunk and they go, "Do you have a problem with goblins?"
No, I just thrill for battle.
Well,
He is our friend. We do
Friend?
not. Yes,
Oh,
we do
okay,
not attack
well,
him.
Normally, you don't meet goblins that are friendly, and I just kind of set it down and relax a little bit.
Thunk
Flexing
is
my muscles.
Thunk is like an icon. He's a lot like Gabriel, so we would appreciate it if you would not hurt or harm
Who's
our friend.
Gabriel?
The god of law and order.
Oh,
Not part of that pantheon most of this world knows, obviously, but yeah.
huh.
Do you
Okay.
care for law and order? You seem a little
Let's go.
chaotic.
Let's
for
go
that.
talk to Serene. Come this way.
Nah.
And I grab the big branch around and I start leading him away from the cultists.
As
Now,
you
you
do
know-
that, the Job though says, "Thunk, I believe it is time to make our way into the woods.
Goody.
It looks like it'll just be you for the ritual tonight.
Hmm.
Do you want us to carry you in the throne?"
Oh, that's very nice.
Oh, that must be Thunk. As I'm pointing at him.
Yeah,
as
you
he's like-
see all of these cultists like hoist up Thunk in this wooden throne and start carrying him off to the north side of town.
And I just do like this grandeur wave kind of thing, like, Thunk, nice to meet you. I'm Lothgar. As he's like moving away,
Yeah,
so, like all
Thunk will
friendly, like
turn-
I have like a big old smile on my face, and
Yeah, Thunk will turn and just give you a big old truth. You go,
Hi.
Serene, we may not have someone to replace our two fallen comrades. Meet
Sure.
Lothgar.
Speaking of
Wait.
comrades, everybody give me a perception check, including you, Serene.
oh,
One day I'll get to use
At
that.
disadvantage, Serene, because you were talking to Job, you were talking to Thunk. and-
19.
Okay.
I don't notice shit.
That's a 15 and a 17 plus my perception of 8, so that is a 23 total.
Your
I rolled a
two
1 and I got 4.
allies are nowhere to be seen. And at this point, when you look around, the cultists who were taking Thunk are also out of sight.
I'm gonna go running after the cultists.
I am going to where the body of Lawrence I last left him.
Yeah, it's right there where you left him.
I'm gonna
Okay.
follow Black Chunk because he helped me.
Okay. So Thunk, you feel this swaying of, sitting in this chair again. It's probably like almost lulling you to sleep as you have probably a turkey leg or a chicken leg in your hands, half eaten. And you notice you can only see torchlight, and now you are out of the town and you see like the streets, the dirt streets are now lined with lanterns. Similar to the lanterns outside of the city. They have like a whitish blue emitting light. It looks like night lights basically along a street. And you can also see like the woods kind of open up to the one side. As you're doing this, Serene is rushing up from behind the cultists. Serene, you're in the middle of the woods now behind them with your weapon, your staff, right? And that's all you have. What would you like to do?
Jode, I need to talk to you.
Job stops and turns. And yes?
I don't know what happened to the other two, but they've disappeared. They're very sneaky folks.
Oh.
They left their friend in the dirt. I think there might be a problem coming this way.
He kind of hand gestures back to some of his friends, and they kind of come up. We're going to have to do things a little differently than we're used to. We're going to have to set up a perimeter while we do the ritual. I hopefully we can find a clearing over here off the road, set up for the ritual, and then a little bit further out because we can't have spectators. Serene, thank you for that. We really can't have you spectating on our ritual.
May I do something then?
Yeah, what was that?
How long will your ritual take?
No more than 20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes. It's going to take a minute to set up, though, obviously, and that might take a couple hours.
It's not ideal. I'd like to cast Sanctuary on Thunk so he'd be protected at least.
Whatever
Unless,
you need to do.
You know, only lasts for a minute, though. I won't be able to do it, unfortunately. I'll stay. I'd like to be close to him because we're good friends, and I'd hate to see anything bad happen to him during this ritual, especially with the two of those who are both very stealthy little snipers.
Well, yeah, I don't know. I mean, the only other thing is, I mean, if you wanted to pledge yourself to Gabriel, you could join us if you've changed your mind at all.
Unfortunately, I cannot. As the case is.
Thunk is like waving at Serene, with like making hard eye contact though.
May I speak with Thunk before he continues?
Yes, I see nothing wrong with this.
Thank you. I'm going to go up to Thunk.
Help me down. I have an idea.
Right this way, Thunk.
The cultists like set you down on the ground and let you down.
I'm gonna go talk to my friend Serene behind the tree real quick.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Are you keeping
Just a minute.
secrets? Yeah, but it sounds like you are trying to keep secrets from us, friend.
I think she might feel safer if it's just me and her talking. That way she knows I am truly.
She's warning us of an ambush, and you are about to like leave us here. This is not safe. This isn't
just
safe
not
for you
true,
or
brother.
us.
I'll keep an eye on him, don't worry.
Yeah,
I've been
just
keeping
this
an eye
tree
on him
right
for
here.
now.
Just about 20 feet
They
away.
look at you, Serene, very questionably now. As they say, okay.
I'll follow Thunk. Yes, Thunk?
Once we get on the other side of the tree,
I have an idea. I remembered I have spell. Make you really small.
Small?
Yeah. Then you'll be able to sneak into rituals.
It's an idea. I'm not sure if it's a good one, but it's an idea. What's this spell?
Enlarge and reduce.
Oh, okay.
I touch you, say the words, and you shrink.
I shrink.
Yeah.
How much do I shrink?
With a tiny sized.
Tiny. Is Thunk wearing his Thunk, you have that robe or cloak or thing, don't you?
yeah, I've got the big black robes.
Oh, I see what you're thinking.
Yes. Okay, let's give it a shot. Oh, one moment. Okay, Thunk, I'm gonna cast the spell to protect you real fast, and I'll be on my way. Cast your spell, Thunk, quick.
Yeah, Thunk will cast enlarge and reduce, so you are reduced to 1/8 of your normal size.
The small Serene will run up to Thunk.
So you're like just under a foot tall.
Yep, I'm going to run into Thunk's robes.
Yeah, Thunk will part the robes and clam them back up.
Pop the red Thunk.
Con save.
Well, that. All right, I'm totally gonna change this, but I am gonna say I was going to have Thunk get naked, and I'm not lying. But I'm going to keep it because I
There are
appreciate
other
you
places
thinking.
to hide.
I mean, technically, if he gets naked, he'll just drop the robes with me
Who left
instead
this
of-
Ken or who left this Barbie doll inside of Thunk's robes?
Yeah, Thunk just has to be careful when he's disrobing.
Yeah.
Making sure
No,
to keep.
Thunk hasn't what? You said Thunk hasn't bathed in like 5 weeks, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's probably places you can hide, crevices that have dirt and stuff. Just roll around in it.
Pearl.
Yeah, listen to
Yeah,
the
just-
tree.
Yeah, just cover yourself in the filth within
Mhm.
Thunk's robes, and you'll just look
Yep.
like a matted chunk of something that was in his
Mhm.
robes.
I don't think there are enough pluses in there to survive a con save with that. Yeah, but I'll sneak into Thunk's robes. I'm cool if he gets naked. Not the first time I've seen Thunk naked either.
Nice.
Yeah, Thunk will scoop her up in his robes and begin sauntering back to the party. His big old pot belly probably concealing her pretty well.
Hi,
Okay.
I'm Spank Me Silly Barbie.
All right. So they proceed with the taking you off of the road, past the lanterns, into the woods, where it kind of opens up, and you can see in the dirt they're making like a really large circle, and it looks like what they're drawing in the dirt looks like the pin, basically, of the goblin with the horns, actually. And as they do it, they then add another circle around the end. And they come up to you, Thunk, and they say, okay, Thunk, we need to cut your hand. We're going to need this little bit of blood in this little tiny cup.
As long as it's not deep. I cut my fingers all the time for spells.
Okay, perfect. And they cut, and it's deep into your palm.
That smarts.
It'll be worth it. You're going to love the power you get from this afterwards, too. And they squeeze it into the goblet. And then they take the goblet over to the barrel that's on the edge of the circle now, and they pour some of that water into the goblet. And everyone takes their spot around the circle, and Job then comes over to you, grabs your good hand, and leads you back to the center and says, okay, you will disrobe here and lay facing up and looking at the stars. Or the clouds.
Thunk will pull his arms through the robe and then go straight out the neck of the robe, dropping the robe below him.
Okay. Give me a stealth check. Or actually a sleight of hand, whichever is better of the two. And I'll also let Serene aid you. It's just going to be a group check. Serene, you need to make a stealth check with advantage because you're small.
All right. Thankfully, goblins have proficiency in
And we will add the two numbers.
Ooh.
15 plus 6.
21.
I'm bad at math.
Well, that's a straight 18 for me.
Okay. It's masterful. So maybe Thunks kind of slips up a little bit, but like Serene's able to like tuck herself under the robe properly. As you do that, you feel, Serene, that the robe is picked up. Thunk, you see Job pick up the robe and take it out of the circle and set it down. And he, yeah.
I'm saving for later.
I know, I can tell. I feel the weight. It's very heavy, actually. And he sets it off to the side of the outside of the circle, and then comes back and starts standing at your feet and like starts mumbling and saying things in tongues that none of you understand. And as he's doing this, you can actually see in the sky the clouds like open up, and you can see the stars now. And you see a full moon as well. And as you see the full moon, you hear a commotion, and then you also hear from the opposite direction outside the circle a loud howl. As these chants continue, Thunk, you can feel... hang on. 11 points of psychic damage happens to you. You are unable to move. You can't even grab your own head. But all of a sudden, you start sprouting horns out of your head as these horns bust through and it starts bleeding down your face. You also can feel like these claws starting to come out of your fingers, and the pain is excruciating coming from your fingers. Serene, are you trying to watch this at all?
Yeah, I'm peeking my head out of the robe as much as I can.
So you can see that Thunk is like growing horns and has claws, and you're outside of the circle at this point, and you see like a wall, like where the circle was drawn, come up. You can see through it, but it looks like some kind of magical wall around this circle happened. And then you can hear, it sounds like some arrows start getting shot, and you see a cultist fall that was not inside the circle doing the thing. And then you see another guy drop because a knife hits him. And then you see werewolves come out and start attacking cultists from the other side. And we're going to end the session right there. So with that, thank you guys for watching. If you guys are watching this stream, and we will see you guys next time. Game on.